WJOB.
Welcome to Sports JaM!
Everybody get up, it's time for sports now.
We got a real show going down.
Welcome to the Sports JaM.
Oh, it's your chance, talk and rant.
It's the Sports JaM.
All right. Hey, man, you can't get in there, Ned.
Hey, Region, welcome to the Sports JaM here on AM 1230 WJOB. I am Mike Zajac.
And I'm Sam Spita.
Couple interns here with the show. No Joseph O'Rourke today.
No Joseph.
Joseph O'Rourke. He is down in Muncie, Indiana. We're moving back into his apartment.
$1 million apartment.
$1 million. His mansion.
It's about $1 million a month.
Well, he's moving out today, and he's moving in to his new one tomorrow. So.
Geez, just stalling, I think.
I think so, too. So, I don't know. We got some big news today, right?
Pretty big news, yeah.
Yeah. We got some Cubs Sox. We got the big trade that went down last night with Jake Peavy. We'll tell you all about the new guy that Sox got. Bears injuries this morning, big ones at Notre Dame football coming up. They're 1 month away. Are you
1
excited?
month away. I'm very excited.
I'm excited. They went, 12-1 last year?
Yep.
And lost in the national championship. So let's get started with the Cubs. Ernie Banks said, let's play two all the time. Well, the Cubs played two yesterday, and they ended up losing both. The first game, 6-5 to the Brewers. Carlos Villanueva goes 6 1/3, gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, 6 strikeouts. He had the lead, and then in comes James Russell, my boy, who I talked up yesterday so
Lefty
much.
Stud.
Gosh, he goes 2/3 of an innings, gives up 2 hits and 2 runs.
I think it's because you gave him a shout-out.
It probably was. And then Pedro
terrible.
Strop the other day, I gave him a shout-out, and
The strop sign, people are blowing through the strop sign.
yeah,
apparently.
you're right, pretty much. David Hayes just goes 2 for 5 with an RBI. Rizzo 2 for 3, 2 walks. Wellington Castillo, he was the only one with Diana Navarro hitting the ball. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI.
I told you, I think Castillo is a sneaky pick to step up in that leadership role because he is the catcher,
right?
And I think that the catcher commands the field when he's on defense. So I think that he's a sneaky pick to get that leadership role.
I agree. And game 2, Jake Arrieta, the new guy that they got in the trade from Baltimore for the South. He did pretty good. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. He did walk 3 guys, struck out 2 guys. Good outing for the 27-year-old there. Who's this? David DeJesus, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Diana Navarro, 3 for 4. Those catchers. I mean, if we can, I think Wellington Castillo can play third base.
I think so too. Until Mike Olt comes up from the minor league system.
Navarro, you get him in there every day as a catcher. Those two can hit the ball.
You could do a situation they have with where they do it in a couple teams. One is the Red Sox. They have Napoli and Saltalamacchia. One plays first, one catches.
Right.
You could do the same thing, only third base. So,
right.
If they're hitting the ball, got to put them in the lineup.
Yeah, and those are the only two hitting the ball. Rizzo's not hitting. Castro, he's not hitting.
Junior Lake phenomenon is done.
Well, he had a hit. Yes, he went 1 for I think 10 the day. Yeah,
he's back to his utility status.
Yeah.
I believe
he's down about 3, so he's still batting above 300.
He was peaked for about a week.
He was, and Kevin Gregg comes in the 9th to close it out, but he blew it.
Usual.
As usual, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk.
See, the only time his actual performance matters for trading wise, he does terrible.
Yeah, of course. He's blown 2 saves in the last week, and his ERA is up to 3.05 right now. So.
His worth has gone down dramatically.
His has. James Russell's has. I know he was a big talk with the trade. So
I don't think he has any. You don't have to worry about him moving.
Russell,
I don't think he's going to move.
He's staying put. What went on with the Sox yesterday?
Well, the White Sox didn't do any better than the Cubs. They lost to the Indians yesterday, 7-4. It was the major league debut of Andre Rienzo. He's the first ever Brazilian-born pitcher to pitch in the major leagues.
Right, we talked about that yesterday with Joe. And
it's very interesting that the only Brazilian-born player was the catcher for the Indians,
right?
Which is very interesting. Well, Rienzo went 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, none of them earned, however. and he had 3 walks and no strikeouts. So it looks to me, just from looking straight box score, he's not really a strikeout guy, and he's just going to, make the fielders do their work.
Right.
And they only had 1 error yesterday, so it's not too bad. Adam Dunn, 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs, actually doing something. Alex Rios, 1 for 3. He left in the 8th with apparent foot injury, had a foul ball off his foot, so I don't know how that affects his trade status.
I'm sure it does. I know a couple teams were looking at him.
There's a minor bruise apparently on his foot, so he says it's not really major, but we'll see.
A couple teams were looking at him.
The Pirates in Texas.
Texas, yeah.
But they said, apparently, to ESPN's Jason Stark reports, lukewarm interest from Texas and Pirates. That is the adjective that he uses.
Well, after the injury, I don't think he's not a hot guy.
I think he's going to move anywhere. I think probably Texas, because now that Nelson Cruz is facing possible suspensions with this biogenesis thing,
right,
and Lance Berkman's out for the year, possibly contemplating retirement. I think Texas is probably, if he's going to move anywhere, I think that would be a spot. And Paul Konerko, 2 for 4 yesterday. The rock of their offense. Always consistent every year. Doesn't matter how old he gets. Yeah. Still consistent.
The Joe O'Rourke of Major League Baseball.
He really is. I think he models his game off of Joe O'Rourke. Yeah. And the Sox bullpen gives up 4 runs in the 8th. That's what blew the debut of Rienzo. Was the bullpen.
Sox lost Jesse Crane. They've lost Matt Thornton now.
Matt Thornton's garbage.
He was, but who else they got out there?
They have no one. They had Addison Reed. And, yeah, that's it. I mean, they can't – I mean, Chris Sale usually takes it pretty far, but, he's always had, innings.
Right.
He throws a lot of innings.
Something the Sox miss, because if a pitcher goes out there, throws 5 innings, it gives up 5 runs,
and really,
it's going to take out.
Frankly, none of the other starters have been consistent besides Peavy, and they got rid of him.
Yeah,
so.
Got rid of him last night.
So they really have to rely on their bats to get them through games. Can't really pitch their way through games.
Let's go back to the Cubs' Jake Arrieta kid. What do you think of him?
Okay. See, I think, it's hard to tell. His stats are kind of he has a lofty ERA. But I think last night's performance, who did they play?
They played the Brewers.
The Brewers, not a very good test
right.
of, they're not a very offensive powerhouse, especially with Ryan Braun out. But I think that, if he can continue to pitch pretty well, I think maybe he can make his way into the rotation next year, maybe in the future.
I hope so, because
he could be a solid back of the rotation guy.
Right. I mean, Cubs really, besides that one kid they got from Texas as well.
Yes.
Came over for the Garza trade.
And here's the thing. I think that it's only positive what could happen with the Arrieta, because he's not the major component they got in the trade. They got him with Harrison. I think that the major thing they got was the international bids.
Right.
So only positive, because he's just an added piece. It's the cherry on top. Yeah. Really, if Arrieta does good.
Cubs pitchers in the farm system are pretty good right now.
They are.
They need to.
Epstein's really stacking the system.
They are, but they need to unload on these hitters and position players, everyday players. That's what we need, because nobody's hitting the ball right now.
I was interested, and I looked on the minorleague.com website, and the Cubs have the 5th ranked farm system right now.
Yeah.
And it's only going up.
Yeah.
Because Epstein is a wizard stacking the system.
It's not Epstein. It's Jed Hoyer as well.
It's Epstein.
Well, okay, it's Epstein, but
I know it's Jed Hoyer also, but Epstein is the genius behind it. I mean, look at that Red Sox system.
Yeah, that was all him.
Genius. It's all him.
And, I mean, Cub fans, for me, I trust this guy that he's going to do this.
You got to trust him, and you got to look at the future and say, maybe now we're awful, but in future, maybe. Let's take this caller.
Yeah, you're on the air.
Yes. Would you guys be surprised if Samardzija got traded here in the next 60 minutes?
I would.
I would be very surprised.
Would. I think he's going to be a big part of this offense.
Looks like he did. He wanted Samardzija gone.
Yeah, maybe he did. He doesn't agree with what we just said in those
These guys are terrible. Looks like we got him maybe back.
I think that's gone now. He's gone.
And he's gone.
Yeah, I think Samardzija's going to stay. I think he's got a couple more years left on that contract of his. So.
He's made such an improvement, I think, from when Piniella was the manager, and he made the. I still remember it to this day. Now let's take the caller back.
He's back, I believe. You there?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Don't know what happened there.
That's all right.
If you can get stuck, there's one more like. I'm going to call you right back. I'm getting that echo again. I'm kind of far away from this.
Okay.
All right. So back to what I was saying, it's like Piniella always had a problem with his curveball.
Right.
He said in the interview that his one game, I remember this distinctly. He said his curveball was crap.
Really?
So I think that he's got his curveball, his fastball is high 90s. He can hit mid high 90s. So I think that he's only up for Samardzija. Looks like we got him back in the line.
Yeah, we got him back. Hopefully this works. You're on the air.
There you go. Sorry about that.
That's cool.
With 50 minutes to go, something may happen though, and it's going to be really a key prospect, or maybe a couple players are playing. Now, I don't want to see him go because I think he's got great potential. But if the right fit is there, they're going to make that move. That's what I'm hearing. There is some interest. So I hate to see it happen because it's a local kid and everything else. But if you can get 2 or 3 good prospects, maybe one guy to jump in right away, I think it'd be well worth it. Because there are some teams out there that don't have a second and third pitcher that are going into September with not knowing who they're going to be pitching. So.
Right.
It's interesting because, maybe Epstein sees Samardzija at his peak. Maybe he doesn't see him improving. Maybe they could get some multiple guys that could maybe improve to get higher than Samardzija. Maybe they haven't peaked out. So, yeah, it is a really good point.
But I don't know if teams are looking for him as a starter or as a reliever. But, he's only pitched 47 starts. He's still learning to be a starting pitcher in Major League. So that's why I think he needs another one good year left, or one more year to really, because he's got a 95, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And you don't see too many of those guys throwing fastballs that worry about their arms and everything else. So, but,
completely agree.
Yeah, I mean,
I enjoy the show, guys. Keep it up.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, yesterday I read there's no chance Samardzija is traded, and then today I read anybody is tradable on that team. I mean, that didn't include Rizzo.
They should be open
Castro.
for anybody to be traded besides Rizzo, because Epstein, I'm telling you right now, is the number one Rizzo fan.
He is.
He traded him to San Diego when he was at Boston, and then he traded back for him, and he drafted Rizzo.
And then he sent him to San Diego, where Jed Hoyer was as well, right?
Yes. So there are big Rizzo fans in the front office.
There is. So we'll take a short break. We've got some. We're gonna talk some trades.
Yeah.
On the next break, Jake Peavy changing his socks, going from white to red. Talk about that coming up right on the Sports Jam, AM 1230 WJOB. Welcome back to the Sports Jam here on AM 1230 WJOB. Mike and Sam with you. No Joe O'Rourke.
Joseph.
Don't forget, the Catholic Charities 2013 golf outing is Monday, August 26th through the 13th. I wish I could go, but I'm going to
So you can just bash the competition?
Exactly. 8 a.m. registration, 9 a.m. shotgun start at Briar Ridge Country Club in Cherville. $150 per golfer, includes green fees, range balls, club handling, golf cart, breakfast, lunch, and prizes. It is a scramble format. For questions about reserving your spot, being a sponsor, or making a donation, please contact Jackie at 219-886-3549, extension 331.
I have a question. Are you a club thrower when you play golf?
I don't throw them.
I see you as a club thrower.
No, I don't throw them, but I don't. Well, let me see.
I see in my head bleep bleep thrown clubs.
On the green, I get mad if I miss a putt by an inch or something. But
yeah, I remember.
I'll hit it on the ground. I won't throw it.
My dad always gets mad at me because whenever I putt, I always do the Tiger Woods. Get in the hole, get in.
Yeah.
And my dad's always like, that's not sportsmanlike.
And do you put the club up in the air?
Yeah, I
do.
do. I always I've actually done laps around the green.
Yeah, that's
my dad. That doesn't look sportsmanlike. I guess.
Yeah, that's too much.
I'm very very few times on the green, so.
Really?
I hit it pretty far. I'm like the Adam Dunn of golf.
There you go.
I'm like Daly.
See, what I'll do is I'll hit it near the green, which is my strategy because I'm so good at chipping.
I'm terrible at chipping.
Really?
That's my problem.
I'm so good I can get it within 5 feet of the hole and then putt it from there. So that's my strategy.
It's literally like over the green and now chip over.
Yeah.
It's just like it's ridiculous.
It happens.
It's an exhibition for sure.
So what went on with the Jake Peavy trade last night?
Well, Jake Peavy was traded to the Red Sox for outfielder Avisail Garcia. Garcia was hitting .380 in the minors in combined AA and AAA, and he resembles Miguel Cabrera facially. Apparently, he looks just like him.
Right.
But scouts say he could become Maglio Ordonez.
I'm glad you got his name right because I couldn't pronounce it. He's a big, strong guy.
He's huge.
He's potential to be a 5-tool player.
He's the number 2 player in the Tigers farm system. He has a lot of power, apparently.
So he's an outfielder, 6'4", 235. That's a big guy.
He's huge.
And he's got some speed, hit the ball for power. I know I was looking through his stats. He's been like 280.
Yeah, it's not super impressive what he's done for the Tigers, but there's always room to improve.
Yeah, he's a 22-year-old out of Venezuela.
And, the Tigers are actually in the race for the playoffs, so they, quick to bring up guys to help them. But the White Sox can afford to put him in the system and help have him grow. So
yeah, Rick Hahn making this move. I don't think what's his name? The other guy before him, Williams.
Oh, Kenny
Williams would not have made this trade.
No.
Because that wasn't his style. I think Rick Hahn needs to improve this farm system because it starts
from the farm.
It is garbage.
Perfect example in the division, the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I bet you right now the Minnesota Twins farm system. I can't say for sure. I bet it's really good.
I'm sure it is. It always is.
In the next couple of years, you'll see them come out of nowhere and win that division. That's what they do.
They do, and then it's of course the great coaching of Rod Gardenhire up there too.
He's very patient. Not giving up on his team. They may be struggling now, but next couple of years, they'll be the good old Twins.
So Jake Peavy going to the Red Sox, from the White Sox to the Red Sox.
And the Tigers receive Jose Iglesias, prospect shortstop from the Red Sox, who's a really good fielder, apparently. Mm-hmm. And that'll fill up the hole that Johnny Peralta will leave for Detroit because he was in the biogenesis scandal. So one thing you could say about the White Sox and Cubs, no one in scandals of any kind.
No.
They're very, very clean. And also they acquire a 100-mile-per-hour thrower, Dominican Francelis Montes. And he has below-average control, though. So it's going everywhere.
So he's like an Aroldis Chapman kind of guy.
They're going to try to get his control. If they can get his control, teach him some decent breaking pitches, maybe he can develop into a solid pitcher. You got J.B. Wendelken. His fastball touches 95. He can. He could be a nice middle relief pitcher in the future. That's what scouts say. So maybe they could fit him into the disastrous bullpen.
Yeah.
They have in the future.
That guy's going to the Sox.
Guy's going to the Sox.
Going to the Sox. Okay.
And infielder. Okay, this is a tough name. Clay Luis Rondon, 19-year-old Venezuelan.
It didn't sound that tough.
Yeah, because I'm just so phonetically
you
gifted.
Are. It's that Spanish class you've been taking.
C,
yeah.
Excellent defensive shortstop. He's going to be a utility player, a.k.a. Junior Lake, so.
Really? You think so?
He'd probably be better since Junior Lake 1 for 10.
Right, yeah. Well, that's true.
Not too solid.
Cubs, they got some names out there on the market. They got Nate Schierholtz, could be traded. I've heard the Rangers and the Pirates. Have you heard anything else?
I have not, but I would get rid of him as soon as possible because he is not going to get any better than he is right now.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything yet, I don't think. Nate Schierholtz batting .274 on the year, 14 home runs, 43 RBIs. He is batting .306 in his last 11 games.
Sell.
Yep, I agree. David DeJesus, I've loved this guy since he came over to the Cubs.
I think they should keep him as a solid, I don't think he might not be a starter when all these prospects come up, but I think that he's a solid, give some guys rest.
Right,
pinch hitter. I think that's basically his role.
DeJesus, since coming back off the disabled list, he's done pretty good. He's batting .260 this year, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. I've heard his name with the Pirates as well. So they obviously need some outfielders.
And they need some extra bats besides McCutchen and Alvarez.
Yeah, that's true. Kevin Gregg, a big name as well. I've heard him with the Rockies. I don't think so because he's blown 2 saves on the last week.
And the Rockies are rebuilding, so
yeah,
I don't think that Kevin Gregg is in anybody's future plans for rebuilding. So
the Rockies could still make a move here, though. I mean, they got Cargo. They got great offense out there.
They do. They're just pitching the suspect.
And then Russell, his name came up about an hour ago to go to the Reds.
Yeah.
My James Russell.
Your James Russell?
My James
You have
Russell.
bought him?
No, well, that's my boy. And Carlos Villanueva could go, but I think Scherholtz or DeJesus are
These
more
are all
likely to
minor
go.
players that if anybody wants them and is going to give prospects, sell.
Yeah.
Because they are not in the future plans. They're nowhere close. Samardzija is on that line where he could be in the future plans, but you still got to listen to what people have to offer. Now, the White Sox, it seems that the Royals are interested in Gordon Beckham because their middle infield position is quite suspect. They have Getz and 97-year-old Miguel Tejada.
He's 97?
He's 97 out there in the diamond. So.
When he was with the A's back in 2002, he was 86?
He was a young 86.
Young 86? Okay, thanks.
So, but it seems that the Royals also have on their list Howie Kendrick, second baseman for the Angels, and Ricky Weeks, second baseman for the Brewers.
So the Royals are looking to make a move with this in the postseason then. If they want to go and
Looks
get...
like. They're looking for a middle infielder. It seems like on that list, Gordon Beckham's the weakest one.
Yeah.
So...
Gordon Beckham's hitting the ball, though. He's the only one on the Sox.
He is, but he's basically a fielder.
Yeah.
That's his role, is a solid fielder and a decent end-of-the-lineup guy. And it seems like I did some research on the Royals farm system because, you know, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
So
Because you're a stat boy.
I am. There's hitting depth in the higher levels. So maybe if they want to go get some guys in AAA or AA for the Royals, there's some solid hitting depth there. And there's some treating lower-level prospects, pitching prospects. I would say that the lower-level prospects is probably what they're going to end up getting because Gordon Beckham's worth is not really – so they could get some guys with high upside in the Royals.
The Sox need all the help they can get because
Gordon Beckham is no way, shape, or form in the future. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Flowers, not in the future at all.
Rick Hahn really needs to change his farm system, fix it up. I mean, like I said, it's garbage right now.
He needs
all the help they can get with those.
Get rid of anybody.
Those guys from Kansas City would help.
That is not in the future plans.
We're gonna take a short break again, right? Are we?
Yep.
Yes, we are. Coming up is news. We've got some
oilmen.
Oh, local news as well. I didn't write that down. Bears are in the future.
Here.
Notre Dame football. They are 1 month away. College football, actually.
2014 champs.
I'm not going to go that far, but they're in the news. They got a month till college football. We're going to get you ready for that. AM 1230 WJLB. Welcome back to the Sports Jam. AM 1230 WJLB. Mike and Joe with you. No, Joe's not here, is he? But Pat Renwick is in the house. What's going on? And
Dude, do I mean that little to you that you just?
I'm just used to saying Joe and Mike, or Mike and Joe, whatever. I'm just used to it. It's
Thank
Sam.
you, Pat.
It's the intern.
I get a shout out from Pat.
You get it's the Sports Jam, Pat, and it's not Space Jam. Sam Sapito with us. Pat continues to yell. Coming up on August 2nd through the 11th is Lake County Fair at Crown Point, Indiana. How about that? Did you ever go there?
I have not.
You've never been?
Never been.
Well, gate admission and parking is free before 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Fair gate admission and parking in fairgrounds Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays after 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Adults, $4. Children ages 9 to 12, $2. Children 8 and under for free. Parking on the fairgrounds is $4.
It's pretty good.
Go check it out.
Look at other fairs and stuff. It's like $1 million to park.
$1 million?
If you can find a spot.
$1 million?
So
really?
it's like Joe's apartment, kind of. Like those rates.
It's just that big.
Really?
It's huge. His mansion that he's going into.
He really is.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
Well, I got some Oilman news.
Do you really?
Oilman beat the Lexington Snipes yesterday 12-3. Jimmy McNamara, friend of the show, 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, and 3 runs. Nick Bartolone, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Tyler Barr went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and Leaf Clarkson went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. He's officially my favorite name on the Oilman. Leaf Clarkson.
Leaf, because his name's Leaf.
Because I keep wanting to say Leaf Erickson. Because it's a son, and it is Leaf. So
nice.
Shout out to him. His name is really awesome. Next game is today against the Snipes. Again, this is the second game of the playoffs. So they're now winning 1-0. The Oilmen
They're up 1 game to nothing.
Up 1 game to nothing.
There
Thank
you
you. I'm just so shocked that you called me Joe.
I'm
literally, my mojo is just completely off.
It was an accident.
It's at Illinois Wesleyan University at 7 p.m. So go check them out. Region Pride.
They're at where?
Illinois Wesleyan University.
Okay. And where is that?
Illinois Wesleyan
All
University.
right, there we go. Sam Sapita at your finest. Sioux City
Don't you mean Joe?
at Joe, or Joe Jr.
And the Oilman game is on WJOB. Just got a text from WJOB's own Ryan Walsh.
It is tonight, right?
Hitting up my line.
Yeah.
I was looking.
See, that's basically, you got yelled at by your boss.
I did not. There's no exclamation points, no caps whatsoever.
That is coming up tonight at 7 o'clock on WJOB. Yes. I was going to mention that later, Ryan, but thank you for telling.
Were you going to mention it?
Yeah, I was.
Joe,
there we go. Sioux City edges the Railcats. Peter Barrows doubled in Austin Gallagher in the 7th inning Tuesday night to give host Sioux City a 5-4 victory over the Railcats. Brian Kolb went 3 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored to lead the Railcats, while Christian Vitters 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. Railcats catcher Ryan Babineau did homer in that game. The Railcats complete their 6-game road trip today at Sioux City. James Atkins 0-2 with a 4.68 ERA, will start for the Railcats. Radio broadcast blink begins at 7. And college football, Crusaders 10th in the Pioneer Football League preseason coaches poll that was released on Tuesday. The Crusaders return 18 starters, 9 on offense, 9 on defense, under 4th-year head coach Dale Carlson. Last year's co-champion San Diego received 5 first-place votes to edge Butler for the top spot in the survey. Jacksonville and Drake sit in deadlock for 3rd place with Dayton and Marist, rounding out the top of the half poll. Valpo rests 2 spots behind 8th-ranked Campbell with 32 points. The Crusaders finished ahead of Mercer and Stenson. In the poll, Crusaders kick off their season August 29th at North Dakota. You going to go to that game?
I will not be at the Crusaders North Dakota game.
No? Why not?
I don't know. It's just not a hefty matchup, I'm thinking.
Not a hefty matchup.
I don't know.
It's
a nail biter, but
it's a Thursday night game in San Diego, not San Diego, North Dakota. It's a fabulous.
You know what? I always do stuff by North Dakota on Thursdays. I think I'll have to pass.
All right, sounds good. Men's basketball. 3 Valpo players are in the AIA trip. You know what that is?
This trip?
No, not the. Jeez, Valparaiso senior and Indiana University transfer Bobby Capabianco. I was very disappointed. I'm a big Hoosier fan. I was very disappointed that he left Indiana, but obviously he wasn't all that great. So,
yeah,
now he's
probably
at Valpo.
Be the best player at Indiana State.
No, but I mean he's doing a great job at Valpo right now.
Taking shots at your team.
I am. Hey, that's what you gotta do. Juniors David Chadwick and Vashil Fernandez will travel overseas with athletics in action. There's the AIA. The teams in August, while Crusaders assistant coach Roger Powell Jr. will serve as head coach for one of the teams. Fernandez is part of an AIA squad heading to New Zealand for a tour Thursday, August 18th, while Capabianco will join a team heading to Jamaica August 7th through the 21st. Chadwick is one of 10 players on the squad, which will travel to Lithuania August 7th through the 19th, a team which will be coached by Powell.
Are you going to go see the Lithuanian games?
I don't go to Lithuania on the weekends, so I'm going to pass on that one. Are you?
You know what? I might swing by after I see the North Dakota game. So,
yeah,
it's a good trip with the family.
There, yeah. It's a fabulous trip, I hear. Open gym with Mike, former Munster basketball star Michael, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Bazookas, will hold a youth basketball clinic Friday at Wilbur Wright Middle School. The former DePaul, Missouri State, and current professional player in Europe will work with grades 2 through 5 from 10 a.m. to noon. Grades 6 through 8 will work from 1 to 3 p.m. Cost is $30. For details, email dibazookas@aol.com. So,
By the way, anybody that wants to call in, bash some Indiana State or talk about how you go to North Dakota games or Lithuanian games, 845-1100.
don't be bashing Indiana State, all right? I go there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you go there?
I mean, we don't have the best basketball team or football team, but we
Or
get by.
baseball team?
We got a pretty good baseball
Pretty
team.
decent. Yeah, I will give you that. Guy got drafted out of Indiana State from Mandrain.
You did.
That's very good.
We're going to take a short break. That is it for the local news, really. We come back, we'll talk some Bears and Notre Dame football, college football, rather. Starts in 1 month from today.
Notre Dame's dominance starts in 1 month from today.
I don't know about that. We'll be back. AM 1230 WJB. Welcome back to the Sports Jam here on AM 1230 WJOB. Mike Zajac and Sam Sapita
What's up?
in the studio today.
Actually getting to show my face.
You are. Hello. And any trade?
No, there has not been. There's a very, very minor one. The Royals
Right.
acquire outfielder Justin Maxwell from the Astros for minor league right-handed pitcher Kyle Smith.
And that's it?
And that absolutely does
Wow.
not affect either team whatsoever.
Yeah. So hopefully in the next 15 minutes, somebody on the Cubs or Sox goes.
This is the top 10 weakest trade deadlines
This
I've
is.
ever seen ever.
I mean, we still got 15 minutes. Anything is possible.
See, I think what makes this trade deadline so weak is that all of the trades, it seems, have went down like days before.
Right.
So I think that, all the mystique of the trade deadline, is that guy going to get moved? Is kind of
It's already happened.
out.
Yeah. Coming up next is Jed Flashbacks with myself
And myself.
and yourself. You'll be doing traffic and weather. The Afternoon Fix with Ron Harlow and Jasmine Renwick coming up at 4. The Back Room with Big George and Larry the K. Almost screwed it up again, Larry. Coming up at 7, Northwest Oilman at the Lexington Snipes at 7 o'clock. That is a playoff game, too.
Oilman up 1-0 in that series.
They are. Let's move on. We got some Bears injuries to report to you. DJ Williams, who is Brian Urlacher's replacement, coming over from the Denver Broncos, was carted off the field this morning with a calf injury.
We have a linebacker shortage.
We
so
do.
It seems that my friend that went to practice said that Briggs was playing a lot of middle linebacker.
Really?
I think that's what he'll probably end up doing because, as it's well known, middle linebacker is kind of that captain role.
So DJ Williams is not going to be the...
Well, he was taking some place at the middle linebacker position.
Okay.
So I'm thinking with this DJ Williams injury, Briggs might have to step up, go out of his comfort zone.
John Bostic, the rookie from Florida, replaced him on the first-team defense this morning. Brandon Marshall was back to practice today. Jermon Bushrod didn't practice again. He's out with that right calf strain. Offensive lineman Jonathan Scott got banged up, left practice with his right knee taped up. So offensive line is hurting right now too.
It can't hurt any more than it did last year.
No.
That's all I'm going to say.
I mean,
because their offensive line last year was deplorable.
It was, and we got these guys like Bushrod. Was Jonathan Scott a new guy? I believe he is as well.
Yeah.
We got a couple new rookies up there with Kyle Long. He's going to be a beast, I believe.
Yeah.
They're fixing up this team. They're getting injured, though. So hopefully...
Are we allowed to say friend of the show, Kyle Long?
Friend? He's not a friend. He never called in.
A representative of him from BMW of Cherville called in. So.
Well, he's not a friend. He never called in. If Kyle Long, if you are listening, call in. We want to talk
Call
about
in Kyle Long.
The offensive line issues right now.
We
for
would
the Bears.
be so happy if you called in.
219-845-1100 is the number.
Specifically for Kyle Long.
Talk about some Bears. Yeah, offensive line, I hope these are minor injuries and nothing major for these guys.
Yeah, see, I think that the problem is with having a hole on one side is that, that's where they're going to stock your, when you play the Giants, your Jason Pierre-Pauls, your O.C. Manuras.
Right.
You're going to stock it on the side where it's the weakest. And then here goes Cutler getting hit in the turf.
Well, wouldn't that be the left side?
Well, if there's
Because
no
Cutler is a right-hander, so his back's going to be up to the left side. That's the weak side, right?
I know, but it'd be a weak side if there's no lineman there. There's a ridiculously bad lineman on that side. You might stock your, so it's basically a turnstile. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Cutler's got some decent mobility,
but he doesn't.
Mobility.
There's.
But he's no RG3, so he's gonna have to rely on his gunslinging mentality.
See, Cutler doesn't move around that much, though. I feel he stays in the pocket, and then he waits, and then he'll get sacked or throw it up in the air for an interception.
We have some Ryan Walsh
Breaking news.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Breaking news from Ryan Walsh. Bobby Capobianco.
Capobianco
is a bum.
Is a bum. Okay.
That is what Ryan Walsh says. He also says future janitor, master of custodial arts.
Oh gosh.
And I asked Ryan, should I dare say this on the air? And he said, go for it. So, if Mike Capobianco, if you have any, we do not think you're a bum. Ryan does.
Did you call him Mike Capobianco? Because his name's Bobby.
It's Bobby.
Why'd you call him Mike?
You know what? Because I care about you, Mike.
Ryan thinks he's going to be a janitor in the future. So
Prove him wrong.
Prove him wrong,
be
Bobby.
the president of the United States.
I'm not going that far with Bobby, but...
Yeah, you don't want to do that. It's not fun.
Bobby C. came into this in Indiana. I thought he was going to be a legit inside guy, get some rebounds. Nothing. Just did not excel as a freshman. Transfers over. Comes home to Valpo. And hopefully he's doing better.
Now he's just got to take it to North Dakota State,
North Dakota.
North Dakota State.
State of North
Dakota. There you go.
Let's move on. Notre Dame football. 1 month away. I've got my Notre Dame shirt on.
I have my Notre Dame baseball shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
That counts.
You do. I didn't see that. Awesome.
Dang. Mind blown.
I am. And they start 1 month against Temple at Notre Dame Stadium. Tommy Rees is set to be the starter. What do you think about this? In place, replacing Everett Golson.
Sounds awful.
Really?
Tommy Rees is an average quarterback.
Right.
I think he doesn't bring anything spectacular to the table. I think that Tommy Rees is no Everett Golson. Everett Golson had that mobility that he brought to the table where if no one was open, he could run 5 yards, 6 yards. Tommy Rees doesn't have that, so I think that he really doesn't bring anything spectacular to the table.
I pick Everett Golson over Tommy Rees any day of the
For sure.
Any day of the
Everett Golson did not go to class, so he made his own bed.
Exactly.
With that.
Tommy Rees, now a senior. I think his leadership abilities will be much higher. His maturity level will be much higher because he lost the starting position to Everett Golson last year because he got in trouble before the season. He's a career 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 24 interceptions. Of course, those touchdowns coming with Michael Floyd at wide receiver. Of course, I think Kyle Rudolph was there as well. And
I just have an idea of something we could talk about.
Well, I'm talking about something right now.
I know, but this is better.
Yeah.
2013 Notre Dame schedule. Let's do a preview.
Yeah, let's do a preview.
All right. Game 1, Temple.
That's a win.
That's a win for sure. Unless Temple just has some mammoth recruits, which I just don't think.
You know what? But I will say this.
Don't sleep.
Notre Dame's schedule is tough. Every team made a bowl game last year, so do not sleep on Temple. You can't sleep on anybody.
Can't, but you've got to come out hard, but you got to take Temple.
All right, who's next?
You got Michigan.
Michigan at Michigan.
At Michigan.
At Michigan. I believe that will be a loss.
I think that's a win. Because
Really?
there's no Denard Robinson to worry about.
But they have that backup. I can't think of his name right now, but I've even heard he's better than Denard Robinson.
After walloping Temple, I think that they come out with fire.
The strong part of this Notre Dame team will be the defense. They still got Lewis Nix, Stephon Tuitt on the line. They got Dan Fox coming back. Prince Shembo, he's there. You've got the cornerbacks, those young guys. They're a year older. Bob Diaco is back as defensive coordinator. I thought that was key.
I think the missing Manti Te'o, I don't think that's going to be a huge thing.
I don't either.
Because looking at that Alabama game, any major teams that he plays, he's not very good.
No.
He can't defend the pass. I just think that you could find a replacement level Manti Te'o that'll be just as good and actually not have any fake girlfriends. So,
yep.
Purdue was 3.
Purdue,
third game.
Purdue, that is a win.
That's
at Purdue.
I absolutely hope they destroy Purdue.
It's
at Purdue.
Yeah.
With the world's largest drum, fun fact,
yes.
in college.
I went to the Purdue Notre Dame game at Purdue a couple of years ago, and they just destroyed them. Tommy Rees, though, Michael Floyd all day.
I really hope they destroy them because my best friend is a Purdue fan.
Right.
And I hope they destroy them.
Tommy Rees, of course, they got wide receivers T.J. Jones, Tavares Daniels, Devontae Neal. He should be good to go. And then tight end replacing Tyler Eifert, Troy Nichols.
And they got Torrey Hunter's son.
Yeah, he's coming in
He's
as
coming
a
in as
freshman,
well.
right?
Yes.
So, I mean, offensively, I think they're stacked. And Tommy Rees has all the weapons around him. That offensive line, that's the only question I have because you've got guys who have left. Golick's gone, I believe, and a couple other guys. So that's my only issue with them.
Before we move on with the schedule, Ryan is apparently now a correspondent for trades. And apparently, Baltimore Orioles pick up Bud Norris. Houston Astros get L.J. Hose and another prospect. And he says, go IU.
All right,
Take
this call. Hey, you're on the air.
Yeah, you guys are talking about Notre Dame football?
Yes, sir.
There isn't going to be any Notre Dame football season. This is going to be just another Brian Kelly audition for the NFL. That's going to be their massive problem. They can't trust their own coach.
Really? I think he's here to stay.
What makes you say that?
What makes it? Were you on this planet around the national championship game while the coach was setting up an interview with the Eagles?
You know, I think he did that because he wanted another contract from Notre Dame.
True.
And he got that, right, I believe?
He got an extension 3 months earlier, for Christ's sake.
But he got the extension. He's coming back to Notre Dame. I don't see him leaving Notre Dame to go to the NFL after that.
Quite frankly, I don't think he could be an NFL coach.
Say that again?
He obviously wants to. He wants to be there, whether he's going to get there or not.
See, I think Notre Dame, like, if it's money that he's worried about, Notre Dame's worth $7.5 billion. I think that they can afford to pay him a good sum of money. So I think that, and it's a dominant football program. So if he wants to continue dominance, he could, like Nick Saban found out, you know, it's better to stay with a dominant football program in the collegiate level than to go to the NFL to a terrible football team and maybe not succeed. So I think that he can learn from that, and I think that he'll end up staying.
Well, you're right. Notre Dame has become the University of Cash Register, unfortunately.
Yes. Definitely. And they're continuing to grow, money-wise.
That's true, and that's about the only area.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Brian Kelly's here to stay. I
Me
really
too.
do.
I can't see him as an NFL quarterback. Not an NFL quarterback. He probably wouldn't be a quarterback either. But
Right.
NFL coach.
Yeah, I mean, you look at coaches in the past who have gone from college to NFL, and not a lot of them have succeeded.
No,
Pete Carroll goes his second time. He finally is
perfect
got,
example. Saban.
Yeah. Went to Miami, couldn't do
Average
anything.
fan. Saban went to the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, because he just didn't succeed.
He comes back, goes to Alabama, boom, championship.
Okay, now quickly, we're going to go through the rest of the schedule. You got just quick, L or W. Let's go. Michigan.
Give me a home and away because that goes
versus Michigan State. So it's at Notre Dame.
Michigan State. Gosh, we've always had trouble with Michigan State in the past. I feel, and I'm gonna say that's a win.
That's a win.
Yep.
I think it's a close nail biter though.
Yep.
Oklahoma versus Oklahoma.
At home, Oklahoma. Of course, we beat them last year. They don't have Landry Jones anymore.
They don't.
Bob Stoops is there, and he's a magician. So
I say Oklahoma win.
Really?
Yes.
At home, I'm picking Notre Dame.
Okay. And Arizona State, that's a win.
It's a win. That game is in Texas, Dallas Cowboys Stadium. I believe.
Is.
Yeah.
You know your Notre Dame facts.
I do.
You got USC
at home.
It's a win.
Really?
Any Notre Dame fan that picks USC over Notre Dame, that's awful.
All right.
It's like going to the Red Sox series as a Yankees fan and saying Red Sox are going to sweep them. You got Air Force. Doesn't matter where it is.
Air Force.
It's at Air Force, but
that game's on the CBS Sports Network. Everybody's going to miss it, too. Did you get that?
No, not.
Games. They're on the road, right?
Yes.
That game's going to be on CBS Sports Network.
That's such a win.
That's a win, but nobody's going to be able to see it because
no one's going to be able to see the Walloping win.
Yeah.
You got Navy. That's a win in my opinion.
Navy, I hope so.
Pittsburgh, win.
Win.
Even though they always play them tough.
What a game last season. 3
overtimes.
It's
crazy.
Best
Pittsburgh
game,
deserved that game.
Best
honestly.
game of the season. Of course, he missed that field goal.
It's extra point length field goals.
Yeah.
BYU, that's a win.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And Stanford, at the end of the year, I'm giving them an L.
Yeah, I agree. At the road? On the road?
It is on the road at Stanford. I think that they finished the season with 2 losses, one at the hands of Oklahoma and one at Stanford, is my opinion. So I think they don't make a BCS bowl game.
How many losses you got them?
2.
2 without a BCS.
I don't think they make a BCS.
I'm going to say 2, maybe 3.
There's too many talented teams.
And I'm saying they go to the Orange Bowl. They get in.
See, I think that they could make a BCS.
They get in because
it'll be a minor BCS game.
Yeah, they get the wins they need against Oklahoma, USC,
Michigan. I think they beat Michigan.
Michigan State. I don't know. We'll see about that.
Well, we'll see. We'll always hope for the best. I don't know if undefeated seasons in their future. I don't know if they don't have enough returning players. I think.
You really don't think so? George Atkinson at the running back. That's where I think they're going to struggle too in the running back position.
It's all about the quarterback.
You got Greg Bryant, freshman from Florida, number 2 according to ESPN recruits.
It's all about Tommy Rees, how he does. If Tommy Rees does good, if you get good Tommy Rees, maybe we could see a higher bowl game.
Maybe. I mean, he's got a strong arm, but he needs to stop making stupid decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
As I've called him before, turnover Tommy a couple of years ago.
And DUI Tommy.
Is that your thing?
That's mine. I copyrighted that.
Right. I need to take over the computer if somebody. There we go. And we'll take a short break. No, not a break.
We'll take a long break.
We'll take a long
day
break. 23-hour break. Coming up next is the Jed Flashbacks.
You're welcome for the greatness, by the way.
Thank you, Sam Sapita. We're filling in for Jill full time.
It's no problem. You actually got my name right. Thanks.
Yeah, I did. Jed Flashbacks coming up next. Afternoon fix at 4 o'clock. Keep it locked.
Joe, throwing my paper.
Right here, AM 1230 WJB.